Welcome to Profiletraders. This is Reza and you're listening to my market analysis for March the 21st. We are looking at the chart of the S&P Emini futures here, and what we are noticing very clearly, it's a day of a trend down with a pretty severe continuous sell-off all the way into the close. A pretty exceptional severe drop day. So let's go back and look at the daily chart and understand what is going on. So for a long while, actually since the time of the election, where you see this candle with a very massive tail which trapped every single soul that was shorting the market, thinking that the presidency of Trump was going to create the end of the world, for pretty much a continuous, since the election till pretty much about maybe a week or so, we had a continuous non-stop up market rally, pause, rally, up market without any correction whatsoever. And all of this has been built up on an extreme optimism that since we shifted from the very different business point of view of Mr. Obama to Mr. Trump and all that he promised, market expected and anticipated that it was all done deal. And they bought and I bought and they bought and they bought, and money, as you can see on the chart below, came in extremely aggressive into the market until we did reach 2400, and as you can see, we came and did a retest of this high, but this time no money came into the market. And then yesterday, which is exactly what triggered today's drop, we had hearings about this whole investigation with the Russian involvement of the campaign of Trump, with the leaks, etc., etc., etc. But the big news was that Mr. Comey confirmed, by everybody's surprise, that he is actually investigating the campaign of Trump for potential involvement with the Russians. And once he said that, he threw the filet mignon in front of the sharks. And obviously the other party, being the sharks, they went completely ballistic, because now it opens the doors wide open so that depending on the outcome of Comey's founding, that they now have a leg to take this into impeachment. With this being injected into the equation, now there is a massive amount of uncertainty in regards to what of all this expectation of a tax cut, of a pro-growth agenda, etc., military spending, etc., etc., etc. All of that was built in and discounted is now coming into a doubt, because possibly it may be either delayed to be delivered, or worst case scenario, President Trump could have difficulties legally going ahead. And as you all know, there is one thing that market detests, and that's uncertainty. And the result was an absolute total massacre to the downside, as we witnessed today. Now the very important level, very important, is 2330. 2330 breaks. I am very confident that we are going to totally delete this leg up here, and then the next push to the downside should take us towards 2280. So you may want to keep this number in mind. 2330 being the main support level. If that level breaks, market will literally be in a free fall towards 2280. If you recall several, or maybe even the previous report, I talked to you about these naked POCs. There was one at 2362 which we took out. There was another one at 2342 which we took out. And if I go down, there is one at 2315, there is one at 2312, there is one at 2290.75, and if I had more data on this chart, I can assure you there are many others below. So this is a little bit of a comeback to reality. Unfortunately, it was very much so due, and today there is absolutely no question nor a doubt that we have a trend reversal in place, and with the severity and the length of this drop with the close at the low, there is no question that this should continue for several more points to the downside. My downside objective at the very minimum is 2280. So what are the levels of resistance to look for in case there is a bounce to potentially consider a sell? Obviously 2248, our point of control, is resistance number one. After that, I would actually shift that to a 2350, because this kind of round numbers are notorious support resistance, like a 2350, like a 23 even, etc. So 2350 is the first level of significant resistance. After that, we will be dealing with a 2355. If 2355 is breached, then we are going to attack a portion of these singles, but I absolutely do not see that happen anytime soon. On the other hand, support number one is today's low, obviously, which is not too far away. We break that, we're gonna be challenging 2330, and if 2330 breaks down, adios, this market is done. We're gonna drop towards 2280, and then after that we need to evaluate, because the drop could become even more severe, since we have built in a tremendous amount in this market, all based on hot air and expectation and hope. And if none of that is going to be delivered, market is in big trouble. Now for crude oil, also chart looking pretty darn terrible. We are at life or death support here at 48. This will be considered a triple bottom. One bottom, two bottoms, three bottoms tested today. If we are unable to maintain the 48, there is absolutely nothing before reaching 46. So we need to also be very careful on this 48 level for crude, because it's extreme important support that we cannot allow to break, because if we do, 46 is next level. On the other hand, if we do hold 48 and that for whatever reason we pierce through 48.5, then my next target will become on the upside 49, and past 49, 49.50 to 49.64. But keep in mind that with crude oil you always have the uncertainties that could emerge from the Middle East, or even if something crazy goes with that lunatic in North Korea and something like that starts, what kind of an impact will it have on crude oil? That is very difficult to tell. But all I know is that we are at support. If 48 holds, we could see an oversold bounce. If 48 breaks, market should be in trouble, especially if this breakdown coincide with a meltdown in the general stock market. The stock market will pull this down. So that's about it. Tomorrow will be very interesting. As usual, thank you for listening. If you wish to learn market profile, check my website, profiletraders.com. You can get all my courses, 5 courses, 1 year to my trading room for a $550 fee and 30 days money back guaranteed. Have a great trading tomorrow and talk to you soon.